Man, I can't believe we're actually gonna become Helldivers. My, you signed up for this. This is like, my execution. I killed 10 people. Liberating the galaxy, stopping like bugs, every kid's dream. You're just ignoring me. Well, sounds like your childhood sucks, and it was not nice meeting you. I hope I never see you again. Good luck out there. We're all going to die excruciating deaths.
Welcome to Camp Democracy. So, you're one of the new recruits. Well, I'll be damned. Looks like they sent me a moron. So, listen up, maggot. If you want to become a full-fledged Helldiver, you will remain in this man's army until you have spread democracy through every abomination's guts and orifices. Do I make myself clear?
Well,
If you understand, then get your ass to the front gate and don't ever show your face around here until you get the job done.
I hate my life. Helldivers 2. Another game on the ever-growing list of games that essentially come out of nowhere and becomes a global sensation in the span of like 1 week or two. And you know, it's honestly a nice change of pace from all the microtransaction slop that, if you ask me, has been way too normalized. Like, Lifeweaver, I love you. But I'm not gonna spend $20 on a skin even though it's basically your best one out of all of the limited options. So, anyways, what exactly is Helldivers 2?
What are you calling it, Rodriguez?
Fuck it, here, you know.
Oh shit! No! Please, not on me!
You're such a dumbass.
In simple terms, Helldivers 2 is a third-person shooter co-op PvE game. But, you know, it isn't just a third-person shooter co-op PvE game.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh!
It's THE third-person shooter co-op PvE game. If you couldn't tell by the name alone, Helldivers 2 is a sequel to, well, Helldivers. Shocking, I know. Okay, but what's actually shocking is that Helldivers went from a top-down shooter to this behemoth of a third-person shooter. What? Anyways, this game's story takes place a century after the events of the first one. Basically, Earth is now Super Earth. Using alien technology, humans now have access to faster-than-light technology, or FTL for short. This allows for humanity to vastly expand across the galaxy. However, this technology heavily relies on a substance that is locally found in the rotting corpses of these, bug things. Humanity farms them, but hey, looks like somebody broke the mob grinder, and now these things have spread all over the galaxy.
No! Sweet liberty!
As a result, the regular armed forces of Super Earth are now spread thin as a result. And so, the Helldivers are mobilized once again. Oh, and there's also a new threat that emerges in the form of the automatons. So, Terminated, basically. As part of the new generation of Helldivers, it's your sworn duty to wipe out these threats to democracy, and to restore glorious order once more. And, you know, that's it. It's straight to the point, fun, and of course, extremely patriotic. That being said, how does the gameplay feel? Now again, I want to remind you of the fact that this is a co-op game. Sure, you can play it solo, but the real charm of this game is the magical moments you can make with your friends. And I guess the not so magical.
What? He's an enemy of the. What? He's an enemy of the people. No, wait, Rodriguez, our materials. All of our samples.
Rodriguez, you're an asshole.
Ah yes, good old friendly fire.
Fuck damage. You know what, Rosie?
That being said, going solo is still a viable option, as long as you bring the right gear. And speaking of gear, there's a lot of it. This is the terminal. Here you can purchase upgrades, gear, and stratagems that'll aid you in your excursion. You want a grenade launcher? Boom. You want a Gatling turret? Boom. You want air support?
Holy shit.
With this many different gizmos and gadgets at launch, there's already plenty of things that people can grind for. Now, normally, I'm not the biggest fan of the third-person view, but surprisingly, Helldivers 2 third-person experience manages to feel smooth and all around just right. All the guns also feel really good. No matter what you choose in your arsenal, you'll definitely feel as though you're actually making an impact. Well, at least until you get to the higher difficulties. While reloading, you actually discard the whole mag, so you can't just shoot one bullet and instantly reload, because then you'll miss out on the rest of your unspent rounds. I think some people will probably think that this is annoying, but I feel like it adds another layer of complexity while you're trying to fend off an angry swarm. Objectives feel great, and oftentimes you'll have to interact with the environment around you to get some progress going, which I really like. Also, thank God for the pseudo-infinite respawns. This system rewards players who stay alive, wow, and punishes those who die too much in a short amount of time. Forgiving, yet there's still consequences. Enemies feel great to kill, especially ones that take a little more firepower to destroy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The gameplay loop is decently simple and fun, but honestly, what really ties it together is the going off to other worlds to fight off alien creatures and to spread democracy. That's like my peak male fantasy right there. You are one of many Helldivers, and this game makes sure you know that fact. I mean, just look at all these cryopods. Walking over to the war map, you can immediately see the progress of the war. That's right, you heard me correctly. Every single operation you complete counts towards the progress of liberation in that specific sector. Meaning that whatever direction the story decides to go in is entirely up to the community, which is, you know, the fucking sickest idea ever. Also, I mean, just take a look at this drop pod sequence.
Pilots, defend the hard points at all costs. If the militia overload the reactor core, it's all over. Strap in.
1 is to go. Anvil 2 standing by. Anvil 3 is good to go. Anvil 4 is a go. I hate this part. Cut the chatter. Initiating drop sequence.
Separation confirmed. Stand by. Approaching shock layer. Impact in 3, 2, 1, 1.
Each planet is also unique in its own right. Take one look at Malevelon Creek, and you'll see why people call this Robot Vietnam. Attacks can cripple you if you're not careful, big enough explosives can create craters, foreign fauna and substances can injure you,
Oh, I forgot you existed!
limbs can come flying off from both sides, funny ragdolls,
Oh! My chest is bleeding!
and this absurd but grounded storytelling really puts forward a fun experience like no other. It goes without saying though that this game doesn't come with its fair share of problems. Okay, so I'm gonna get this big one out of the way. Limited server capacity. Now this really isn't the developer's fault because, I mean, let's face it, who could have known that this game would have been this popular? However, a problem is still a problem, and until we get more server space, you're gonna have to fight for that spot on the frontier. Another problem is matchmaking. Now, by the time I make this video, this will probably be fixed, but I want to highlight it. Half the time it works, the other half it doesn't. My other problem is how customization is handled, or more specifically, armor customization. I don't have a problem with different pieces of armor being attributed with different stats and bonuses. In fact, I think that's pretty cool. However, I was devastated to learn that you can't change the colors? Okay, well, I'm sure that the developers wanted armor sets to be easily identifiable so you can know at a glance what bonuses a teammate has, but like, come on, man, I'm looking like a traffic cone out here. Besides that, there's your usual stray bug and glitch here and there, but honestly, it's not really impacting my experience a whole ton. But yeah, I just wanted to leave this for the record. That being said, does Helldivers 2 have a bright future? Well, I certainly think so. Just look at these statements from the studio's CEO. If people want to support this title, they have an option, but we are never forcing anyone to do so. Based? When asked when he doesn't like currently in Helldivers 2, I just like the matchmaking. Everything else rocks. Well, actually, I don't like that there's no weapon customization. Okay, that's still pretty based. If you really want to steal those COD players, please add a PvP mode at some point to keep the more hardcore gamers engaged with the game, especially during content droughts. Oh god, what is he gonna say about this one? Hey, we'll never add a PvP mode. This is to reduce toxic elements from the community. We want an environment that's supportive, fun, and where we're all fighting on the same side. Holy shit, he's the Messiah! All jokes aside, it's nice to actually see a CEO figure who's actually involved with the community and is upfront. With leadership like this, I'm sure that even if the player counts dip in numbers, Helldivers 2 will inevitably have a strong and dedicated community for years to come. And yeah, that's basically Helldivers 2. I know I didn't really cover everything in this game, but I implore you to grab your friend group and go out to conquer those uglies. If you want to know what I'm up to, consider joining my Discord server in the description. Channel memberships are also live if you want to support me, and besides that, dropping a sub, like, and comment is always appreciated. Thank you guys for supporting me, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.